Hi there folks, Gareth here, and the folks at Argos have sent over a 10-inch tablet from Alba. This is part of their new line coming up in their new catalogue that's due out fairly soon, and we've got a bit of a preview to see what it's like. This is a £90 tablet, obviously 10 inches, and it actually looks to be quite good. Now, we had a long discussion in our podcast recently about the uses of tablets and how they are sort of relegated to just being media players whenever you're on a train or a plane, and people don't really use them quite as productively. So the likes of this should be very appealing to anyone who uses it as a portable screen. It's not going to be a powerhouse, but it will play back movies from Plex or Kodi or Netflix or any of those sort of apps that you happen to install. And on the 10-inch tablet, it should look quite well. You do a little bit of gaming or what have you, but you're not going to be using it like a laptop. So it runs Android 5.1 Lollipop. It's got an MTK MediaTek quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, a 10-inch IPS HD display with a 1280 by 800, dual cameras, and 1 GB of RAM. There is 16 gigabytes of storage inside and a microSD card for up to 32 gigabytes. It's got two protective silicone bumpers, red and blue. Bit strange, but you know. Parental control apps pre-installed, so whenever your kids are dribbling over it, you don't have to worry about it because they aren't going to be clicking onto videos that they shouldn't be watching. And it's got a 2-year guarantee. That's very nice. Down here you can see it has Android or Google Play Suite installed. Sometimes whenever you go for a cheaper tablet, you might not have that installed. I haven't looked at this yet, but I would imagine that someone else has because there's fingerprints and all that kind of stuff all over it. So obviously if you're buying one new, it won't look as dusty as this. This is the tablet. It's got the protective slipcase on the back of it with cutouts for the camera and might be a microphone or a sensor or something, but we'll take the slipcase off because it's just a silicone case that's just going to protect it from your children if you have them. And we've got all kinds of stuff on the back now. It's much more exciting. We have a power button here. We have volume up and down. We have a micro USB connector here, headphone port here, micro SD goes in there. There's a microphone here and an HDMI out here. So that's mini HDMI, not micro or regular HDMI, mini. Then there's a reset button on the back, which you don't tend to see very often. But I guess that's because it doesn't have any other hardware buttons, so you can't force restart it. Well, you can use the power button. Anyway, there's a reset button on the back. There's Alba branding here, a hole for the camera, and then HDMI printed there so you know what you're getting. It's got the model number, input to 5 volts, 2 amps, made in China. Then a QR code there for replacements and repairs. And this is the one of the 2 speakers. There's one. I was pretty sure there was one on the side. Maybe there isn't. Okay, so there's only one speaker. Yeah. And then along the bottom, there's nothing there, but it's actually quite nicely designed. It's big, obviously being 10-inch. It's got a front-facing camera, and there is a screen protector pre-installed, which you can see if you have a look at the camera there. So we can take that off. It appears. When battery is fully discharged, this tablet may take up to 10 minutes to charge before it'll boot. That's an interesting thing to print on the front of it. I haven't seen that before. But yeah, I suppose I do have a tablet that whenever I plug it in, it can take, well, it's not 10 minutes, but a decent amount of time for it to actually come around and boot. That's a Binatone one, isn't it? Right, so we have an instruction manual, which you don't tend to get very often with things, and what's available in the case. We don't want to spoil that because you're excited to see what's in the case, aren't you? Yes, as always. Right, so we have a UK power adapter, always handy for charging. It's not a bad looking thing, to be honest. Click together, there we go. That's what the power adapter looks like, with the USB on the back. I always wish that they put in 2. That would just be an awesome thing for a company to do if they stuck 2 in there. You know, you can leave it plugged in and go and plug your phone in as well. Awesome. We have a USB charge cable as well, which is micro USB to USB. What's under here? We have the other red silicone cover that I'm guessing that people probably won't use very often. They'll only use it whenever the blue one dies. Warranty and legal safety information. Teen limit gives parents peace of mind. So obviously this tablet has been designed with the kids in mind. Need flexibility on the go. Upgrade to premium. Ooh, right, okay. Free pre-installed parental control app. A free complete protection for your child. Prevent use of the device after lights out. Never need to confiscate the device again by setting it. Well, that's annoying actually, printing that, because you do want to confiscate it because the impact of that is enough to make a child realise what their problem is, as opposed to them just going, oh, I can't play it anymore. Bum. I'll move to another device. Manage allowed and forbidden apps easily, exclusively for Argos customers. Protect your child from inappropriate web content with a powerful internet filtering system. Interesting. Okay. Then need flexibility on the go. Upgrade to premium. Manage all your teen limit Android devices from your phone. Make exceptions to the rules and allow requested apps, so you can remotely connect in ways to allow certain things. So if your child says, can I have access to YouTube, you can go onto your phone and not actually interact with your child or the tablet and give them access to YouTube. You don't need to speak to your children anymore. Awesome. Right, so this is the tablet. I'm going to remove this screen because it's manky and have a nice clean screen underneath. Already I can see a rainbow effect here, and there's another, you can see around the camera there's another screen protector underneath which has a couple of air bubbles. And one right in the screen as well. That's interesting. So we turn her on. There should be battery power in it. There's a nice battery picture there. Okay, so we're going to have to charge this. Be right back. Okay, so we've managed to get some power into this, and we'll just give it a bit of a boot. We have Alba, powered by Android. We're actually going to lose the rubber bumper because it's not quite as snug a fit as you'd like, and it feels a wee bit loose, floppy. Quite a colourful intro screen, which is the same art as on the box, but I'm not going to fault it for that at all. It looks quite pleasant. Yeah, the screen does take up quite a bit of the bezel, but there's still about 3/4 of an inch either side of it. And then we have a nice background with the diamond date, camera button down at the very bottom there, and some indicators for the status bar at the top. Flipped open. It seems quite nice. Continuing with the same background as well, we'll have a look and see what the tablet is rocking. Down in the About Tablet section we have status, legal information, model number. There's an interesting bit of trivia. This is an Archos build. We have a build number Archos 2015 120201. Okay, and then custom build version. So this is an Archos tablet. Who knew? Okay, and storage wise, from boot we have 10.57 gigabytes available, or 9.13 gigabytes available. 10 on there, so it's a 16 gigabyte tablet. We're losing 6 almost, so you've got 9.3, so essentially it's an 8 gigabyte tablet. You need to still keep a bit of that free for Android to operate, otherwise it'll start to get slow and drudgy. What is installed on here? Usually these have funky little applications that are pre-installed that maybe help subsidize the price of it. We've got an FM radio, and that's about it. Sound recorder. It seems to be enjoyably stocky. Okay, well, we'll get around to Wi-Fi, and we're going to go do a quick tutu. Showing up here are the 2.4 gigahertz networks I have around the house. It's not picking up 5 gigahertz, so the Wi-Fi is not 5 gigahertz compliant. Alright, straight away we've got an Archos system update that's coming through the Play Store, and everything needs to be updated. Grand. So we're just going to let it update for a while. But so far it actually seems to be pretty responsive. The power button does appear to be in a bit of an odd place. If you're holding it like that, you can accidentally hit it. I hit it once there whenever I was putting in my password, but I guess you gradually get around that. The speakers are here, so you kind of cup one of them but not both of them, which is a fairly nice idea. It'd be great if there was two on this end as well, but I suppose if you're holding it that way, you'd still get the volume coming out at the bottom. I think actually I've got a funny feeling that this might be the intended way for this to be. Got the webcam up there and then the speakers at the bottom, so it would work that way best of all. Just can't get over these little air bubbles in the screen protector that's been factory fitted. Okay, so after many updates, it's been about 20 minutes, we've managed to install a couple of benchmarking applications. We'll stick in the 3D benchmarker just in case it happens to work. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we're going to let that update finish installing. And now we can run the benchmarks. Okay, so the results we have: single core is 596 and multi-core is 1692. We'll submit that. Okay, so if memory serves, single core at 596 isn't too hot, 1692 isn't too hot either. However, for the money, that's kind of to be expected. Okay, interestingly, a 2.2 has flipped it the other way around for the 3D test. Quite juddery. Lacking quite a few frames per second there. Okay, so as this finishes up, it's worth noting that during some of those 3D animated things, the sound was a little thin. However, it was quite good. I was quite impressed by the speakers. I've heard an awful lot worse. Oddly enough, so far this Archos built Alba tablet is actually turning out to be quite a bit better than some of the Archos branded tablets that we've looked at recently. Maybe this is double the price of the last one we looked at. However, it's easily 10 times better. There we have with our a 2.2 score of 24,000. It's not the worst in the world, but certainly not winning any speed records or anything like that. But it's totally acceptable, I guess, for a tablet that's just £100 odd pounds. The obvious update that came across there has made a big difference to the tablet interface there, with the drawer looking considerably different. And we'll have a quick look and see what has changed down here. We're still on Android 5.1, but the build numbers changed, I think. Maybe, not sure. Alright, well, that is essentially the Alba tablet, 10-inch Alba tablet, and we're going to send it over to one of our other writers to do a full review on it, and he can let you know what he thinks. But otherwise, so far, I'm actually kind of impressed. Yeah, so, not bad. Links in the description below if you want to find out more about it, and then we'll have the review up hopefully in about 2 weeks. Okay, take care now.